Right, so today's job is electrics, because I want to get the wires in the walls and then I can put the insulation in and leave it there. So the plan is, up there in that corner is going to be the consumer unit, and I'm going to have a socket in that corner, socket in that corner, socket in the middle, socket in that corner, socket in that corner. That's it, one ring main. No, that's not it. I'm also going to put a socket up there so that I can put a television on the wall if I want to. And I'm also going to have a socket up there in the middle so I can put the television there as well. Obviously not two, but I can, depending on how we configure the room, we might have one at the end, we might have one in the middle. And then I've got an outlet there to put a heater on if all the underfloor heating goes wrong. And I've got power up there as well for the underfloor heating for the pump and what have you. That's going to go up there as well. And then I've got two light switches, one there and one there, either side of the main door. And then I've got 4 rows of spotlights. So I'm going to have, if you can see, well, two. One towards the front, one towards the back, and there's just going to be 4 rows. One at this end is going to be on one switch, the 4 in the middle are going to be on another switch, and the 2 at the end are going to be on another switch. And then outside, in line under the awning here, I'm going to have an outside light that's going to be in line with the inside ones, and they're all just on one switch. So I'm going to have a 4-way. So these switches here will be 4-way switches to control all the lights. And then what I'm going to do on one side, I'm going to run all the wires across to just extend that switch to here, so it's just on the side of the door as you come in. In fact, the door's probably going to open that way, so it'll be this wall that I extend out. And then while this wall's in place, that switch will just be blanked over, or maybe I'll leave it there. This one will probably be the only one that's mainly used. And then when I, at some point in the future, take the full wall out and put in the doors, the bifolds or whatever we have, we'll have a switch at either side. So I need to tidy this lot out of the way and get moving. Right, so just a little update. Got the consumer unit up there in the corner. Coming down, socket in the corner there, socket there. That's the heater. And then it goes up to a socket on the wall there for television in case we need it. Coming down, another socket there. Coming round, socket down there on the back wall. Coming across, socket there on the side wall. Going up, out the front, right the way along the top. Right the way down there, socket on that wall, going back up again, another socket for a television if we want one, we can put a picture over it if we have to, and going across and back down to the consumer unit. And then lights, still haven't finished those, but there's a hell of a lot of 2-way switches, so there's 3 2-way switches and 1 for outside, so I've got 4 3-core and earth leads going through there and across the top for those lights. You can see I've put in the cables for these lights inside, so I've got one here, drop going down, and I'll do the connections in the socket, in the switch rather, And then in the middle here I've got this block of 4, 1, 2, and then it comes across the back, 3, 4, and then forward and down into that switch. So I've got 2 sets of switches going in there. Sorry, it's 2 sets of lights going in there. So that's 6 cables. And then over this side, I'll have this string from here and the string from outside going in there. So there's 6 cables plus power from the consumer unit is going to come across and go into there. So 7 cables into that one, which is a lot of cables. I know I'm going to end up with trouble fitting them all in the back box, but what can you do? Right, so finished. That's all the wires. That's where the consumer unit's going. And then going down, let's go this way. Coming down, I've got socket and also the wire for the heater. Coming along another socket. That's where the heater's going to go. That's just in case the underfloor heating doesn't work or breaks. Going up for a socket for television. Come back down again. Another socket. Another socket. Because you can never have too many sockets. Got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 along that back wall. One in that corner, another socket. That then goes up and out and across the top, back down. There's a socket in that corner that you can't see the wire, then it goes back up again, along to there, where there's another socket there in case we want to put a television there, and then that goes along and back down to the consumer unit. And then over here we've got all the wires for the lights. So there's 4 3-core on earth for the dual switches for the 3 zones inside and the 1 zone outside. And then there's 2 cables going down for the lights, the zone at this end and the middle zone. So there's 6 cables there. And then here's the drops for these lights. So there's the zone at the end that goes out and down to there, and then here's the middle zone, 4 lights. You can see that going out. Wrong one. You can see that going out through there. That goes down, drop, and there, drop. Along the back, and then along there, and along there. And then this end zone, which is here, just goes along there, and then down into this switch, which again has got the 4 3-core on earths for the dual switching, the light for this inside circuit, and it's also got power coming from the consumer unit, which comes across there and goes down through there. And then we've also got coming up, oops, what have we done? Oh, mega zoomed in. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, so power comes through there, and then just looping out across the top, that's the power for the underfloor heating. And then just going outside, you can see, it's done it again. Something a bit funny with it. Keeps just zooming. So there's the 4 outside lights. They're lined up with the ones that are inside. So that's the far one. That's the next one. That's the next one. And then, if this doesn't make you sick, that's that one. And then that wire just goes in and down to this switch. And all the lights inside and out are all powered off one circuit. I don't want to get crazy with it. So that's everything done. I have pushed in, very satisfying, pushed in this insulation and that one, and that one, and that one. So there's a few of them I've pushed, and all these ones are on the top here because they're nothing to do with the electrics now that I know where all the wires go, so they're all in. And I've got to wait for the electrician to come along and just check all the wiring and make sure he's happy with it. And once he's done that, then I can start putting in all the other insulation. Cool, so I will see you in the next one.